Welcome to the Efficiency Committee. I'm Donovan, and this is our Netrunner draft coverage from a tournament we held on April 5th, 2014. This tournament consisted of 8 players doing a full draft. We will be following Grant on the entire process. In this video, we will see him draft the corporation side. Check out the runner draft video in the description below. He will go over his picks, sharing his insight, and hopefully providing some tips on how he builds his decks in the Netrunner draft format.
Alright, so what we got here? Roto turret, it's a good choice, troubleshooter. Government contracts, I'm not a fan of. Wall static, good. What I'm looking for in the first pack is going to be better agendas or good ice, probably. It's the most likely thing to go first. Leaning heavily towards the roto turret or the wall of static. Roto turret's not going to be as good with Crypsis, so I think I'm just going to first pick the wall of static because there's not really a good agenda or money card in here for me to really be concerned about. The troubleshooter's nice, but I have a feeling that might come back around to me, so I think I'm just going to take the wall of static and be good with it. Gets me to start with a nice piece of ice. Crypsis is going to cost 4 to get through it, which is terrible if you're not drafting a barrier breaker. So, good first pull. I'm happy with it.
So, Grant, I don't know if I ask you a question.
Yeah, no, just
okay. So, Grant, you think this is okay? Do you think wall of static will be key here?
I think it's really good. It's hard for Crypsis to get through it because it's going to be really expensive to do that multiple times. Look at it here.
Just real quick, this is Alejandro talking. I'll be asking Grant a couple of questions during the draft.
Yeah.
We're running cards at him right now.
Going through it. Again, no good agendas. I mean, posted bounties a 3-for-1, but I don't. If I was going Scorch, I need to figure it out soon. I didn't see a Scorch in my first pack. If I get one in the next couple, I'll think about it. But I mean, right now, Seasource Data Raven posted bounty would be good to have with that, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to get one. So it's.
I'm not too impressed with this.
No,
maybe
but I'm leaning towards the Katana again for the same reason that it's a good 3-strength piece of ice. It's gonna be hard for Crypsis to get through. I think Mimic is in the pool, but Mimic is gonna be a dangerous choice with the amount of variance in the ice that's gonna be out right now. So I'm probably gonna lead towards the Katana just because again, no money, no agendas. So take good ice.
I shall return momentarily.
All right. So right now we've got a Katana and a wall of static. So we've got really good early game ice.
Alright, Grant, here's your third set of cards.
Alright, so we got this 8. Tyrant, starting off strong this pack. Oh.
Still no economy.
No economy. I'm leaning towards the Shadow and the Brain Trust right now. I mean, Brain Trust is a 3-2. I doubt I would ever overscore it, but it's an option if I get it early to just install advance, see if they run it. Either advance once if I don't have the money and take the points, or actually go for it and get the nice economy boost for the rest of the game. Data Hound's also fun in the limited card pool because you can snip out their breakers and get rid of them. Burk Bugs I'm just not going to have the money for, so it's going to be Shadow Brain Trust. I think I need to take the Brain Trust because I don't want to be sitting all 5 for 3s. So we got a good base so far. Got 1 agenda, 2 good pieces of ice. Really looking for money at this point, though.
And also, here's your next set. Also, it's good to know that we can't look at the cards again
No.
while we're drafting. Once you've drafted, you can't look at them again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. You can look at them, I believe, in between the packs.
Yeah.
So in between the 10 cards, I can look at the 10 cards I have.
This
pack is amazing. San marked accounts. There's the Scorch and the Dedicated Response team that I'd like to see earlier. Archive memories and a PSF. I mean, minus that woodcutter, this is the best pack I've seen. I really want to take the San, but the marked accounts is also very strong.
High trash cost is good drip econ, right?
Yeah, very good drip econ. I mean, you put that next to the pack campaigns, it's going to be really expensive for the run to get rid of them. The Scorched, I think it's too late for that. I don't have anything tag based right now. If no one takes it and I start seeing more, I might kind of put it in as a backup plan, but right now I think I'm going to take the San and get my money later, because if I get a couple more 3-for-2s, then that San is going to pay for itself in spades. I'm still kind of concerned about the money. I mean, at this point, hedge funds are not going to be in the pack.
Who's your next pack?
I'm looking for stuff like private contracts, maybe. The closed accounts is fun. The wallet static is still really good. I mean, there's no reason not to just stack barriers. Heimdall is super expensive, but is also a decent choice. I might take the wall static here again just to get all my early game ice out of the way and be able to take economy late when people are scrambling to fill their ice slots. The Ouroboros is nice, but I mean, there's not going to be a lot of multiple run turns anyways, so you're not really getting as much as you want out of that.
I think we know that the Corroder is like kind of a rare one.
Yes, it is.
So it may not. They may be having to break a wall static with a battering ram.
Sure.
Which will eat up MU and money for them.
Yeah, so I think I'm just going to take the wall static again and then get all the quick picks out of the way early. Sitting on a bunch of cheap ice right now, good cheap ice. A Sand and a 3-for-2. I would really like to see an economy card, which is probably not going to happen this pack.
Yeah, wow, that's interesting.
That is interesting. I'm leaning heavily towards the precog right now. Or the Chum. The Giannis is just not worth it, and then salvage is salvage, so... I mean, it honestly wouldn't be a terrible card if I had taken some of the tax stuff, but... I'm not going that route, and apparently no one else is either. So it's Chum or precog. Precog just for the R&D control. It makes my limited economy stretch a little further because I can get to it faster and hide my agendas. Chum just because it's a good piece of ice. I mean, with Crypsis being the main breaker, Chum's not going to be as great, I don't think. So I think I'm going to take the precog just for a little safety. Right now, you're going to be getting the dregs of the pack. It's just going to be whatever's coming back around to you. I think we have 8 people, right?
Yes.
So this, I'm getting 3. No, I'm getting 4 this time. The pack after this next one will be the pack that I started with. It's be interesting to see what makes it back around. The PSF made it back around. I mean, Data Hound or PSF is really what I'm looking for right now. Maybe Red Herrings is not a bad choice. I mean, especially if you can get a decent server up, that Red Herrings might very well keep them from getting your agendas. The PSF doesn't work with the Sand, but it's still a 2-point agenda, so it's an option. And then Data Hound is... My problem with Data Hound is that there's not going to be a lot of consistent running. Like, they're not just going to run through a Data Hound multiple times. So I'm probably just going to take the PSF to cover me on agendas. Pass the rest. Things I've found in drafting so far is you don't want to run a lot of 5-for-3s because the first time the runner hits one of those, the game is half over at that point, and it's very hard to protect your essentials as much as you want to. This is not a good pack for me. Burk Bugs, Data Raven, and Sensei. It's terrible. I think Sensei is right out. I don't have anything right now that really needs an in-the-run subroutine on it, and I can't imagine getting a server 3 or 4 deep to make the Sensei actually pay for itself. So it's between Burk Bugs and Data Raven. I honestly think the Raven would be more taxing just to kind of keep their resources down a little bit. Someone else is clearly as excited about Burk Bugs.
Somebody loves the Burk Bugs. Maybe if it was a Trace 1, but 0 is just...
If it was a Trace 1 or you got to choose, there's so many contingencies there that the odds of them running with a good program and low money is not high. So right now, I believe this would be the pack that I started with. The 2 cards. I don't remember what was in there in its entirety.
I was told these are your last 2 cards, and then this is yours.
And then that is what I'm getting?
Yes.
Alright, so the Hunter and the Precog made it back around. That's not bad. I mean, I've got the Raven. I could take the Hunter for an option to go tag punishment because I have the PSF too. I don't imagine I would need 2 precogs. I can't see a scenario in which I'd want that many just dead cards in my deck. It's good, but I'm not going to want to use it more than once a game, so I think I'm going to take the Hunter. Just on the off chance that I start seeing tag punishment, and get a Kylo. So that's sure. I mean, if no one's going tags, it's only first pack. It's still a viable strategy for me to start taking tags, tag punishment. Especially if I see a couple scorches in the first couple sets.
Okay.
We're going the other way now, right?
Everyone left.
Okay.
You take your top 10.
Yeah, just make sure everyone's switching out there. All right, we got another Sand, Icefall, Heimdall, Data Hound, Corporate War, Woodcutter. Oh my god.
Hostile.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, there's some good cards in this
That
one.
pack. Pad Snare Hostile.
Oh man, that's a... Whew.
I'm heavily leaning towards the Hostile just because I, as a general rule, love that card. It's going to be weird if I end up with a lot of 4-for-2s because I doubt I'll get too many more one-point agendas. But it's still just really strong. The pack campaign's alright. I've already got a couple in the starter. I don't need more Sands, really. I really think I'm just going to take the Hostile. It gives me so many options, and it's money, so... Now that I'm sitting on the Hostile, I'm going to be looking for other one-point agendas, like that Posed Bounty from earlier, stuff like that, so I can kind of round out my 2-point agenda suite with a couple one-pointers. There's a Snare, someone else is looking at that, obviously.
Now, I have heard out there that some of the other runners said that this particular set of 10 cards has been really good for everybody.
Yeah.
They've liked it.
Marked Accounts is strong. Freelancer, not great. Not great. Roto Turret. So right now, I'm leaning towards the Marked Accounts or the Snare, just to give my deck some teeth. I really think at this point that my economy is so low that I almost have to take the Marked Accounts. It really hurts to pass the Snare, just because I'd love to have the option for just to install and stare at them, especially on top of the Sand.
Might make it back around to you.
It really might. The Marked Accounts I don't think will, though. I'm going to have to take the economy. That's my first real economy card, so I've got to jump on it. So at this point, I need agendas still. My agenda suite is I have 5 points that aren't 5-for-3s.
You know, apparently all the other runners or all the other players, I have 3 waiting for you right now.
Okay, well, we'll try to speed this up a little bit. This pack is that's a lot of big ice. The pop-up's looking real good. I mean, it's hard to sit on the pop-up though because again, like consistent runs aren't going to happen all that often. But I mean, it's really good early HQ protection. It's mild economy. Take that. Not feeling great about my economy so far.
There you go.
But let's see if that picks up. I don't need any more wall statics. Government contracts, Caduceus?
Oh, that's I like that.
Who?
I mean,
I want to know what the other 3 cards in this pack were that Caduceus and Wall of Static made it around this far.
Yeah, they all said these were really good.
That's terrifying. I think I have to take the Caduceus, though. Against someone with no link that you know of.
Absolutely.
It's money. It's in the run. It's great. So right now my deck's looking to be kind of a rush deck, which means I need agendas to support this, and agendas don't seem to be making it around.
Apparently other players are saying now they're wondering how certain cards are making it around as well.
Yeah.
Now normally Grant would be sitting at the table, but we kind of have over here.
Yeah, we're doing this so I can kind of talk while I'm doing it, as opposed to trying to do this afterwards.
So these are things he would be hearing at the table as well. So I'm not getting any inside information.
Yeah, it's just relaying without being picked up. This pack's not great. I might take the government contracts just because it's better than priority rec. It gives me a mild economy option. I'm probably going to end up running at least 1 3-pointer, especially with a hostile in the deck. I don't need another pop-up. I don't need a Giannis. Not really any good options, so I think I'm going to take the government contracts and call it good. My agenda suite is looking at 8 points right now. I need to make it a 14. I mean, I could throw in 2 priority recs, but that's not really a great option right now. Oh, TMI could be really good. Chimera could also be good. Shipment from Mirror Morph is just, I'm not going to have the money to pay for that. So I'm looking at the Edge of the World, TMI, or Chimera. I think my early game ice is good enough that I don't really need Chimera. I've got a bunch of 3-drops that are all really strong. Edge of World, TMI. TMI is... It's hard to justify without the 2 credits from making news. Because I'm going to have to pay so much for that. I'd rather wait for a Heimdall to come back around. I think I'm going to take the Edge of World just as a bluff mechanic. Because unlike Constructed right now, bluff mechanics are much stronger in draft because you have a limited card pool. You have less consistent ability to access. So you can't always just be checking every remote and R&D at HQ all the time. Oh my... I have to take the false lead, I think. I don't need 3 wall statics. Amazon's not great. Ghost Branch is not great because I don't have that much tag punishment. I mean, the false lead fits into my scheme pretty well here. That matches up with the hostile for another 1-pointer. Goes on the Sand, great. I doubt I would ever use the sacrifice ability on it to get rid of their 2 clicks. I'm not really seeing a situation in which that would pay off for me, but I don't really want that many 1-pointers. I might take the Chum just for options. Chum that Caduceus or something like that.
When they see it, they may not continue if they're running with a Cryptos.
Yeah, sure. I don't need an anti-expose, and I don't have tag punishment, so I'm going to take the Chum. That's just a nice kind of catch-all. This will be my starter pack again. I'll be curious to see what made it all the way back around.
And then this will be your 1 card.
I'm going to have to take the Data Hound, I think. There's no reason to take the Woodcutter. If I had a Troubleshooter or 2, I'd debate it. I mean, there's commercializations floating around too, but I don't have anything that works with it well. This is my last card. Hey, look. Anyways.
You got it anyways.
Fair enough. Third pack. Burkbug, right off the bat. Good stuff. Vitic Labor. There's that Snare again. Caduceus, Ichi. Ooh. I think I gotta take the Ichi. He's just so strong and so expensive. Ichi while it's static is gonna be an amazing server. I hate to pass the Caduceus. I'd like to take an agenda, but the PSF's not great for me, so I mean Ichi it is. So I'm into the phase where I need to start finishing off my deck. I need some bigger ice, kind of more late game stopping power. I need some money, and I need to finish out my agenda suite. If I see decent agendas in a second Sand, I'm not going to be disappointed, but I'm not expecting it. Simone Oversight to Eve is like, oh, Eve Hedge Fund?
Hedge Fund's in there?
Hedge Fund and a Breaking News. Oh my god. Alright, this is a tough choice.
And why is it a tough choice?
This is your 3 options. Because the Breaking News is perfect with the hostile I already have. On the Sand even, you can Breaking News and trash the Armitage. Hedge Fund is just obviously good money. Eve isn't, I mean, I gotta take the Hedge Fund, I think, just for the burst economy. Eve is most likely to get back around to me if any of them do. I doubt any of them will, but the Hedge Fund is gonna be the best choice because I've already got some massive economy. Alright, that'll work. Government contracts pop up, Enigma, 2 Enigmas, Snare, Wall Static pop up. I'm leaning towards the Enigma for some early code gate in the run because all I have is the pop up right now, I believe. The Snare is still pretty strong.
I think we're going to see that with a lot of snares in it. We've seen so many.
There's going to be. I mean, the problem in draft is getting the money to pay for that many snares.
Yeah, that is true.
It's really difficult to spend that 4 over and over. Even for Jinteki Constructed, it's hard to do sometimes.
What about Aggressive Secretary? I reckon somebody's rigged now.
It's a really expensive investment to go into traps. Just because if they don't hit it, it's going to be no good for you. I think traps I'll take last pack if I get to them, but.
So what did you take here?
I took the Enigma just for in the game code gate, in the run code gate. This pack is kind of weak. It's actually extremely weak.
Just as a quick note, since once again I said like this would be Grant City out there, but they're talking about all the snares just now and how there's so many, but the problem is you have to have the money to pay for them all if you're wanting to do the damage.
Definitely.
So it's causing them problems out there too.
Yeah, right now I'm not liking any of these cards. I mean, the Biter could be good if I had more 3-for-2s, but I just haven't seen any. I took the Brain Trust, and that was it. I would love to see another one next pack, but I don't know if it's going to happen. I can't run that many 1-0s, 1-point agendas. I don't think. I mean, I could, with my eye setup right now, it's pretty cheap. I could take this and put me at 2 false leads. I didn't take the breaking news, actually. I might have the posted bounty, though. I'm trying to remember what I took. It's looking like the best option right now is just to take the false lead to give me options, because none of these other cards are going to do much for me. I'm not going to have enough ice to make experiential data worth it. I don't have enough assets for protocol. I already have a precog, so I think let's take the false lead.
All right, here's the
See
next
some
one.
agenda options and see what else we can get. Oh, the Fetal's looking good in this pack. Hokusai Grid is not looking bad either. Just for a little optional defense on R&D. I might take the Fetal. Just to give me a 2-point. It's nothing I can fast advance against. The Sansan might end up being kind of worthless, but...
I mean, I was going to ask you, like, the Fetal could work as a snare in your R&D.
Yes,
I mean,
it very easily could.
Something you don't have to really pay for.
Sure. So I'm leaning towards that just to eliminate more 3-point agendas or the pop-up. I don't need that many pop-ups, I don't think. We'll do the Fetal, because again, I don't want to run 5 for 3s if I can avoid it. Oh, Beanstalk. Good stuff. I'm normally not a huge fan of Beanstalk because the work compression on it's not very high. I mean, you're drawing it, you're playing it, you're gaining an extra credit essentially. But work compression, even at a low rate like Beanstalk, is really good in draft just because you don't normally get that much money. Security Subcontract would be okay to get rid of some of my early game ice if they get really good breakers out. Not a fan of Sherlock. I don't have the tag punishment, I don't have advancing ice, so I think the Beanstalk is the obvious choice. Oh, this one's not great either. Kylo Foxfire experiential data are going to do nothing for me, so I might as well just take the Chimera. I was thinking about taking one earlier. It's not great once Crypsis hits the table, but prior to Crypsis, it could work. So I think we're just going to take the Chimera and pass the rest, and then see probably the same cards again. Yeah, Berkbugs, Data Hound, Amazon Industrial Zone. I might take the Amazon Industrial Zone. I don't know. That's a tough choice. I mean, there's a potential of building a really quick server out of it if you get the right ice. But I have a Data Hound. I care nothing for Berkbugs, so I think I'm just going to take the Amazon Industrial Zone. Start seeing similar cards, Berkbugs and Encryption Protocol. Again, I just really don't see Berkbugs paying for itself. Because the obvious trash is going to be Crypsis, but you're going to break Berkbugs for 1. There's no... I don't think the Encryption Protocol, I guess, just because I don't want the Berkbugs, and then probably get a Berkbugs.
There you go.
Simone, that's not actually bad. I could see myself playing Simone, depending on what I get in this last pack. Here. Now that we've got that all sorted out, 10 cards. I mean, she's got, what, 4 cost? But you're getting half that back immediately, probably. Off the advancement. If you sit that in a server for a while, you're advancing units for free. Put that on top of the... Her trash cost is what, 3? Yes. Put that on top of the Sansan. You've got a pretty expensive server to get rid of. Let's do a quick run through, just make sure I know what I've got. See my agenda suite right now. That's the most important part.
The other players are taking a moment just to look through their cards right now. This is the time you can do so in the draft.
In between packs. So we've got false lead, Fetal. I think that might actually be a full suite. We've got 4, 6, 8. No, I need 1 more agenda this time to complete it. The Sansan's not looking great with this. The Brain Trust is the only 3 for 2. I do have the Edge of World, I think, though. So the Sansan could kind of give me some Edge of World private security force bait, maybe. If I get another 4 for 2, like a corporate war in this pack, would be good. I don't really have any other traps. I wouldn't mind getting 1 this go around. It shouldn't be too hard to go out of my way to get one of that. My economy's looking better now that I have the hedge fund and the Beanstalk and the marked accounts. My ice is looking really good. Katana, 2 wall statics. The Raven's is kind of annoying. Pop-up Caduceus. Chum. Peachy. Enigma. I'm loving the ice in this deck right now. I've got some weak picks, but what can you do about that? You're going to get bad cards. Or I shouldn't say bad, you're going to get non-optimal cards. The Kylo's not going to make the cut. There's just not enough traces in the deck. It'd be funny on Caduceus, but it's going to be a really expensive server for me at that point. And my tag punishment, again, is not high. So, overall, I'm pretty happy with what I got so far. Those last 10 cards could fill in a lot of gaps, though. So, let's see what we get. Yeah, make sure I start. Alright, so we're looking for, oh man, a few cards I'm jumping out of me right now. We got that, we got another Hostile.
Oh.
Got a Hadrian's. The Draco is fun because it's as good as you need it to be, but I don't see myself having the money to pay for that. And again, the tag punishment in this deck is not strong. Surprisingly, looking at 3 green cards. Who would have guessed that I play Wayland a lot? The Hadrian's could be really strong if I can get the money up for it. I mean, even with a Corroder out, you're paying 7, which is going to be hard to get without a Magnum Opus every turn. The Hostile would lead me into playing a lot of agendas, but it replaces one of the false leads if I get another 2-pointer. The Beanstalk is more money. I might have to take the Hostile. That's not going to table. There's no way. Hostile Hadrian's. I think Beanstalk's out at this point. I've got a Beanstalk, I've got a hedge fund. I click for money. That bad pub might really hurt me though if I sack 2 of them. I doubt I'll get 2 Hostiles off that early. But Crypts with bad pubs is no bueno. I think I'm going to take the Hostile. And count on this next pack having a decent piece of ice for me to take. It's just hard for me to pass down that versatility and the money boost, even with the bad pub attachment. And then there's the Hadrian's one on top. Great Eli in there too. Wow, this pack is good. This pack is so good. So like I was saying, I wanted a piece of ice. And there are 3 good pieces of ice.
Wow. Eli,
yeah. I'm almost leading towards the Wall of Thorns because it's still 5 for Corroder. I save 2, they save 2. But that first time they hit it, so painful.
Yeah.
Especially in the limited card pool. I'd love to take the Eli, but I don't think I can pass up the Wall of Thorns. I need something big. I'm going to take that. Again, I hate to pass that Eli, but
there you go.
What are you going to do? At this point, my hopes... Oh, never mind. Not a great one, though. I was going to say my hopes of seeing another 2-point agenda are not high. But there is one right there, except it's a mandatory upgrade, which is not great for me. That Adonis is looking fantastic, though. That gives me a little bit more. I can actually play the encryption protocol I already have now. It's not great, but it's an option. Maybe waste the click of theirs, checking it, and then res it when they go to trash something. The mandatory upgrades is just... If I had another 3 for 2, I'd think about it, but right now it's just not going to happen. Here's the Adonis. Victor is looking pretty good. Oh, there's that Eli and a corporate war. Clear picks here. Victor, Eli, corporate war. I've already got the Enigma. My other code gates are a Chum and a pop-up window. So, I mean, Victor is not bad. I don't remember if Yogg is in here. I think it is. That makes Yogg ruin all of my code gates, but I mean, that's what Yogg does.
You did pass up on an Eli earlier.
I did pass an Eli earlier. Right now, I think the Victor's probably out. I'm looking at Eli or Corporate War. Corporate War makes my agenda setup pretty good. Very heavily economy-based. No 5 for 3s. No, the 1. I'll probably be running the government contracts. Just because if you can get it off, it's great. The Corporate War is likely just to be a blank 4 for 2. It's going to be hard to get 11 credits and then drop it and start scoring it out. I'm fine with that, though. I mean, the one game that it does actually end up getting me 7 credits is going to be amazing. Again, I think that agenda's going to be the last thing I'm likely to see here because everyone's going to be rushing for him in his last pack. So I'll take that. This pack is no good. No good at all. Foxfire could be fun. I don't have a lot of traces, but I do have the Caduceus. There are some good link cards. I know Compromised Employee is in the pack. Xanadu is in the pack. Ice Carver is in the pack. I mean, there's some things that could be hurtful that it turns off. I'm not going to take the Bark Bugs because we've passed a lot of those already. I have a Hunter, I have a Kylo. I don't have any traps, and I don't need a false lead. I'm going to draft a Foxfire in a pack of 6 cards. That is what's happening right now. And I honestly don't hate it. It gives me some options. I'll have to see what happens when the runner cards come around.
They don't have to run for you to use it.
No, they don't. You just do it. And Trace 7 is going to go off. Alright, here I'm looking at the dedicated server or the Ouroboros. I have a Chimera. I don't need salvage. My Gen of Suite is done. Dedicated server I actually really like. I've never gotten it to work and constructed as well as I would prefer, because it's essentially going to be a 1 cost investment for me, because I'm going to res it for a piece of ice and then use the 2 immediately. It's going to be a 1 cost res for me and 3 for them to trash, which is hard to do in draft, to spend that extra money and that click to go get it. So I really might take this just to, I pay 1 on a click to make them pay 3 on a click. It's not a bad trade-off. I could use another big piece of ice though. That Ouroboros might not be the worst thing in the world. I don't really have anything that goes well with it to prevent them from doing anything with their extra runs. Anything like a Corporal Troubleshooter or something like that, just to make this go off for sure. I think my economy is pretty good after that Adonis. So I'm going to take the Ouroboros just to give me some ice options. A little bit stronger. Ice. Let's see if we flip this around. Again, this is not great. You're going to start getting all these utility cards in the last pack just because no one wants them anymore. Everyone has their couple little tricks up their sleeve already that these are just going to be what you're going to see. Oh, they're all ready for me apparently. There's the Draco is a decent pick. It's as big as you want it to be. If I get money, it could be good. Experiential data, I'm not a huge fan of, but again, I mean, draft is way more of a money game than a mind game. So that could very easily pay for itself. I'll take the experiential data, I think. Okay. Make some of that early game ice a little better. So you've got all my packs queued up here. Sherlock is not great. It's kind of like a bad Ichi at this point. I might just take a Bark Bugs just to actually have one. I don't know if I actually ever got past one as my last pick. I can't remember off the top of my head. The Chimera is not bad because I have a very kind of rush-based deck right now if I get the money going for it, but I'll take the Bark Bugs. Why not? And then get other Bark Bugs. Oh, Edge of World. Sure. I don't need the Woodcutter at all. Edge of World gives me another just like flat advancement trap. It makes that Sand much better now that I have 2 4-for-2s and the Sand and 2 Edge of Worlds. I've got some good options for just throwing cards on there and not advancing and just leaving it there for a turn. And I get a security contract. That's my pass card. Not the worst card in the world to get in draft. Yeah. It's like, as I was talking earlier about those Kogi, it's going to be bad if Yogg comes out. I could easily see myself playing this. Get rid of the pop-up window, maybe. Get rid of some of the early game ice that I took. I'm hoping I have enough ice now that I think about it. I should go ahead and just count my ice out real quick, because I did kind of neglect it towards the end. So I've taken a bunch of agendas. I might be a little ice light. It's only 30 cards, right?
I still want you to check your runner deck, make sure you're not shorted.
Oh yeah, sure, I'll do that here in a bit. Yeah, it's 30 cards. I mean, 30 cards, and some of this is going to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's plenty of ice.
And they're about to start running.
Yeah. I mean, the ice suite's looking good. None of it's very big. I'm gonna have to come out of the gate pretty quick with this deck, but and This is a good setup so far. Should do well for me.
That,
All right.
Ben said he gave him an extra one.
Oh, okay.
Accent, so Grant has now drafted successfully his runner and corporation deck. So now we're going to go to the building phase.
Successfully is yet to be seen. Yeah. I think I'm going to start with Corp just to see how my Corp shapes up, and then turn into my runner to see what I would need to beat a deck of my caliber.
Okay.
Alright, so let's go ahead and split this up. We've got the ice already split. We've got the agendas already split as well. And you're going to need an asset and an operation stack.
So now that we're done, I can actually talk about some things. Like it's too bad we only saw one Maker's Eye.
It is real bad.
I really wish we could have seen some more R&D dig for you.
Yeah.
There was a medium, but like you said, they didn't make it back.
No, I mean, I had to take the doppelganger in that pack too. I mean, it was way better of an option for me at that point.
You got two of them though.
Yes,
yeah.
Double doppelganger and double bank job is great. Alright, so hopefully I don't have to use any of these. I think I got it right with it. The hostiles are going in because they're fantastic. The corporate war is going in. The brain trust is going in.
So now what we're doing here is we're going to see what makes the cut and what doesn't in Grant's deck for corporation.
Because I've got to do 30 cards, no influence, no card restrictions whatsoever. They just need to be 30 Corp cards. Pad campaigns are probably going to stay. So I've got 6, I need to do 14. Which I believe is going to be 10, 14, not play a false lead. So I've got 1 5 for 3, which is rough. I could do 2 5 for 3s and drop the fetal and the false lead. But I mean, the false lead gives me some good options because with the Sand, I've got 2 I can score out. I've got the hostiles that I can score out anyways, and then I have these 2 which I can bluff with the Edge of Worlds. Because I only have 2 of those. Which is going to be pretty dangerous for the runner. 2 economy things. We've got the Adonis 2 and the marked accounts. I would have liked a 3rd economy operation, but you can't really complain.
You were able to grab a Sand?
I did.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that.
The Sand's
probably when I was running back and forth.
Really early, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's why I was talking about the 3 for 2s. I would have liked to have seen another. A Beal would have been fantastic, but I mean, those are already taken. I mean, the fact that I saw the 2 hostiles is great. I mean, I'm using no priority recs and 1 government contract.
That's not bad.
It's a good setup, I think. What, 8 and 30 is really high, though. I might think about dropping the fetal and the false lead for a priority rec.
You gave us some big pieces of advice? I don't remember what we did.
They're not super high. We'll do this kind of as a placeholder. How far did the camera go over? Do I need to stay on the playmat? I mean, I can do that.
No, actually, everything is in
Everything's
focus
good?
right now. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, as long as you're not leaning forward, everything is in view right now.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll do that. So we've got that. We've got some assets that are optional right down here. The Kylo's not going to make it. I mean, all of these are possible, honestly. Depending on how many of these I go with. The Crypt Protocol may or may not make it. Simone may or may not make it. I don't think I have any advanceable pieces of ice. But the Katana's going in. The Statics are going in. Caduceus. Pop-Up. Ichi. Enigma. Chimera. We'll put them off to the side here. Wall of Thorns is going in. Probably the Ouroboros. Might as well put the Chum in. I don't have any code gates. So let me have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces of ice and 33 cards. I'd like to go to like 13 or 14. The Raven is not bad. I think I could see the Raven going in. Just, it's annoying. It's one of those things that I put on HQ just to kind of make them not pay resources.
Yeah, it's tax.
Yeah. Just make them not go back in a lot. The Data Hound I might put in. So what's actually ending the run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not great, actually. 6, 7. That's not bad. Half in the run. And the others are really good taxing. 13. I mean, the woodcutter would go in if Simone goes in, I guess. I saw a lot of parasites, though. I took one. I passed one or two. The hunter, again, might go in just for funsies. Chum Hunter is actually a really good server on HQ or R&D. Because you're either paying for a 6th strength sentry or you are not getting through. I'm really sad I didn't see an archer. With the 2 hostiles, that would have been amazing.
I have a feeling you're the one. I have a feeling you're the one to grab the emergency shutdowns. I don't think there's that many less in the deck.
I got an emergency shutdown like in 5 cards.
You got two, didn't you?
I have 1 shutdown and 2 Crescendas.
2 Crescendas, that's right.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna take the hunter and leave the woodcutter bugs out. We can change between rounds, right? You can modify deck.
And
okay,
in draft you can. Yeah.
All right, let's see what this puts me at. Let's knock out these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 17, 34.
What's the other what? 33?
30. Oh no, I guess like 34 I can just do. I'm Corp.
You can do 34, yeah. Yeah, the runner could go higher, right? Too, right?
Yeah. Honestly, that's not a bad setup. And I don't need one of these agendas too. I can drop that. That puts me at 33, right? 7, 8, 10, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 27, 28, 33, 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 38. Did I just count the first time? Because I'm way higher this time. I thought I seemed low. 5, 10, 15, 20, 24, and then 14. I see I'm only 38. That's way higher than I thought. Alright, so the Amazon Industrial Zone goes. Experiential can stay, I think. Simone can stay.
It's 14, 15, makes for 30 to 34 cards.
Yeah. I forgot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
You're at 34?
No, I miscounted. I was at like 38. I think I'm at 36 now.
Yeah, because you weren't counting the bottom with the wrong thing.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 22, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. What would I trash with this? Hunter, pop up. It's not really worth it. My ice is really not that expensive. Do that. And then what? Foxfire maybe?
So you think they'll make it?
What's that?
You think Foxfire will make the cut?
That's what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at one of these 3 cards probably.
And we knew Xanadu's are out there. I think
there's a lot of Xanadu's out there.
Ice Carver.
I think I passed one early. I would have liked to have kept it, but again, there was better options at the time. My ice is a little weaker than I was hoping. I should have taken one of the Hadrians.
You did see a lot of those.
I'm super high on sentries though. And I mean, if a ninja made it all the way around to me, I'm thinking people are breaking with Crypsis or Creeper.
For what we saw Fem, Ninja, Creeper. I mean, with all the sentries, that's expensive for all the sentries you have. That's gonna add up.
So I'm good with that. I mean, I've got a couple good code gates, a couple good barriers, and then mostly sentries, which is going to be really dangerous for them. I've got really good combos with those sentries too. A lot of them will stand on their own, and the other ones have chum, and then the wall stacks to be behind them. I think I might keep the Foxfire. I didn't see any compromise coming around to me either, so people are sitting on them.
Yeah, they could be. And like I was saying, you don't have to run. So you just play it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, the fact that no Underworld contacts are making it to me either leads me to believe that someone is doing that engine. So I can just access to Golosec, get turned off.
Saw a few, yeah.
At least delay them for a bit, make them draw for it. The experiential, I think, will be really good, just because the Sentries are already all so high strength. I might have to get rid of this one. Ideally, it's fun, especially with Corporate War. It's great with Corporate War, because you're not paying to advance it anymore. You're just throwing tokens on it and going. She can always make the cut back in, but I think this will be good for game 1. got some money, some tricks, the sand, and then just some quick ice to just what's out agendas and go for it. I'd be worried about getting agenda flooded, but the hostiles I can just throw out, so I think that'll be good.
And that's it for the drafting portion of this video. Don't forget to watch the other half of the draft. We will be posting the videos of Grant using this deck soon, so check back on the channel for them. As always, please like and subscribe if you like what we're doing. We hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.